Alrighty, let's do some more challenging and interesting problems. We have 3 to go through. So we're asking to find the area of this shape. You're told about this side, and you're told about all of these equal sides, and you're told that you've got a lot of right angles. So this is basically a little square, and a little square out the side. If you want to pause, have a go at this on your own, and we'll go through it. Alright, so with composite shapes, what we're going to do is we split it up into smaller shapes and just add the areas of the individual shapes together. If you can find this area and add it to that area and add it to that area, then that's the area of the whole shape. It doesn't matter that you split it up into little bits first. So it can often help if you label these and call these things like area 1, area 2, area 3. Alright. We can see pretty easily what area 1 is. It's a square, so area 1 is going to be 3 by 3, which is 9. And we don't have units, so we're just going to leave it as 9 for now. It's not our final answer. Okay, area 2. We've got to figure out what these equal lengths are. And the way we do that is we can see that this whole horizontal distance here is 3, and that should be equal to this plus this horizontal distance. And these are all equal, which means that each of these must be 1. So area 2 is equal to 1 times 1, and area 3 is exactly the same. Okay, and then so we have area total is 9 plus 1. Actually, we should, for best communication, it's area 1 plus area 2 plus area 3, which is 9 plus 1 plus 1. So when you're doing these questions, the complicated ones, you're going to want to have a diagram there. You're going to want to label it. You're going to want to label each of your different sections of working, and you're going to want to have those in your top line and then put their values in the second line, and then only in your last line do you just have numbers. So we've got 11, and we're going to call it square units, or you can say units squared, like that. Up to you. Alright, now here we split it up into different sections. Sometimes that's appropriate, or you can write it all as one big thing. So you could have put, just showing you a different way we could have written it, was instead of all of that, we could have gone area total is A1 plus A2 plus A3, which we've got on our diagram, so that's important. And then gone, well, area 1, that's 1 by 1. Area 1 is 3 by 3. 3 by 3. Area 2 is 1 by 1. Area 3 is 1 by 1. And you can go 9 plus 1 plus 1, which is 11. Okay, so you can do it all in one big line, so long as you're telling us what it's about first, or you can do it separately. Okay, next question. Okay, this kind of shape, what is it? It's a trapezium, right? We've got, I should have put in a right angle there so you could tell that. Those two right angles make these two lines parallel, which means that you have a trapezium. Now we know our trapezium area formula. Area is a half outside of A plus B times the perpendicular height. So what do we have and what do we need to know? A plus B, there we go, that's 8 and 10 are A and B, and the perpendicular height is not the 6, okay? We want the perpendicular height. So we're looking for this length, or this length, but we are not told that. Do we have enough information to figure out H? Yes, we do. You can see we've created a little triangle here, and this little triangle, we'll just redraw it out here. Hypotenuse of 6, trying to find what H is. This little bit at the bottom is the difference between the 8 and the 10, right? So up to here is 8, and you've got 2 more to make the 10, so that little distance there is 2. Set up our Pythagoras. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. H squared plus 2 squared equals 6 squared. H squared equals 6 squared minus 2 squared h squared equals 36 minus 4h squared equals 32. H is root 32. We're going to presume 2 decimal places. Square root of 32 is 5.66. Okay. So now we know what h is. So area is a half outside of 8 plus 10 times 5.66. And you can just put that straight in the calculator. So that's 9 times 5.66, which is 50.94. Alrighty, that's actually slightly inaccurate because I rounded this length. It's mean that I rounded before I found the area. So a more accurate, it's less accurate. More accurate would be to not round this value yet. So to leave this as root 32. So say the area is going to be a half outside of 8 plus 10 times square root of 32. And again, you can just put that straight in your calculator and it's going to give you 50.91. And again, we don't have units, so just say units squared. That's to 2 decimal places. Okay, see how we do have a difference there because of this rounding. This is actually 5.65685, such and such, more than that, which is why our answer, when we use that value, that exact value, is a bit smaller. Okay, last one. The moral of that story was don't round until your final answer. Last one here. Funny looking kind of L shape with a lump. I've got 2 versions here to show you 2 different ways to do it. So again, with composite shapes, we're just trying to split it up into smaller shapes. So I can see a few rectangles, like here and here. We look at what information we're given. We've got an 11 here. That bit there's 6, that bit there's 2. We don't know this bit, but we can figure it out, right? If that whole vertical length there is 11, then you got 6 and 2, so that's 8 so far, so we must have 3 left over. Okay, so that the vertical distance can be the same, and it has to be. Okay, and then we can think the same for the horizontal distance. So we've got the whole thing is 15, and we've got it split up into 3 equal sections, right? So each of these has to be 5. Okay, so now we just have 3 rectangles. We can say the area is made up of 11 times 5 plus we got this second rectangle. That was that rectangle, 11 by 5. This distance here is 2 plus 3, so that's 5 times 5. That's your length times width, plus 5 times 3. That's 55 plus 25 plus 15. That's 80, that's 95 units squared. Okay, so that's one way. Your other option is that you may have seen that this is kind of like a big rectangle that's had a bit cut out of it. Yeah? So you can figure out the area of the big rectangle and then take out the cutout bits, if you like. We used the same logic before where we found that these were 5. And we're going to split this cutout bit up as well because we don't just have one formula for this. So this rectangle is 5 wide and it's 2 plus 6 long. So that's an 8. This length here. Yeah, 2 plus 6. And then this is a 5 by 6. So we can say our area is big rectangle minus, let's call this area 1, area 2, minus area 1 minus area 2. So that's 11 times 15 minus 5 times 6 minus 5 times 8, which is, well, again, you can just put all of that in your calculator, and that will be perfectly fine. Or you can do it bit by bit. Minus 30 minus 40, so that's minus 70 of 165 in total, which gives you 95 units squared. So just looking at these a little bit creatively and seeing the different ways that you can do them, and can you find an easy or efficient way. There you go.